What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global back here with another video. And I'm not sleeping because Belichick is not sleeping. He's making his second trade of the day. We already recapped the first one, the Patriots making a trade from Pierre Strong, Tyrone Wheatley, just a player-for-player swap, which we don't see that often. Go ahead and check that video out after you watch this video. But at night, couple hours ago, Bill Belichick making a move with the Vikings to acquire offensive tackle Vederian Lowe in exchange for a 6th-round pick. The interesting thing about this is the fact that the Patriots had 2 6th-round picks. One of those 6th-round picks was in that trade package for Justin Herron about a year ago now. Justin Herron to the Las Vegas Raiders. So essentially, that move is being canceled out to bring in Vederian Lowe. Make sure on your way and you guys do leave a big like on the video. Let's see if we can hit 300 likes on this video. You guys liking the video goes such a long way. I've said it before and I will always say it. This is the best way of supporting the channel. It's 100% free. It takes less than a second and it's not for looks. It actually tells YouTube and their algorithm that this channel is worth promoting, worth pushing out into the YouTube universe so that other Patriots and football fans can find the channel and that all of the hard work we put into this channel is able to pay off so that more people can find it. So make sure you guys do leave a big like on your way in. And of course, let's break down today's video by rolling that Patriots Global intro as we freeze a little bit right here. There we go. To leave up the hit that like button, of course, so you didn't forget. No, we honestly just forgot to take that down. But let's get into this. So Lowe is 24. He was actually just drafted by the Minnesota Vikings in 2022. So a great part about this trade, if it works out for the Patriots, is the fact that they are getting him on his rookie deal for the next 3 years. So he's 24 years old. He was a sixth round selection. And the great part about that, too, is the fact that because he was a 6th-round pick, that contract is going to be so minimum for them if this ends up working out for them over the next 3 years. And he should be at the end of that contract a restricted free agent also. But again, only 24 years old, a lot of time to still develop. He played tackle under the Patriots assistant coach, Brett Bulimia, I believe that's how you say it. It's been a while since I've had to say his name, but he played under him in Illinois and was a projected late round pick for the Patriots in 2022. Obviously, that's not the direction they decided to go, but he was projected to go to the Patriots in 2022. So there are some ties back here as the New England Patriots do, of course, try to solidify. Now, the great thing about Lowe is the fact that he's versatile. And this is just like Wheatley, too, when we talked about him. He has versatility to play on the left side and the right side. I really think at this point, the Patriots are trying to take multiple bites at the apple to see what is going to stick, right? And this is something we've seen them do in the past around this time. When there's an issue at a certain position, it hasn't necessarily gone the way they thought throughout the offseason. They make a bunch of trades at that certain position to see what's going to stick for them as, you know, they get into roster cutdowns or they start practicing to get ready for week 1 or just throughout the season, who is going to be the best option for them. Unfortunately, the Patriots are at a position with their offensive line where we really don't know a whole lot. We know that Trent Brown's going to play left tackle. We know that if Cole Strange is healthy, he's going to play left guard. David Andrews, as long as he's healthy, is going to play center. And Michael Onwenu is more than likely going to play right guard as long as he's healthy. It sounds like Michael Onwenu will play week 1. David Andrews will play week 1. Trent Brown will play week 1. It's still up in the air for Cole Strange, but we obviously know that they're very banged up because Trent Brown deals with injuries. David Andrews over the last couple years has not been able to play a full season. Cole Strange this offseason dealing with a lot of injuries. Obviously, Mike Onwenu throughout this entire offseason, because he had to deal with a last-minute surgery, has been dealing with injuries. So really from every phase, from guard to tackle, it's kind of up in the air for the Patriots. So just bringing in more bodies, even if they give you average play, just seems to be what the Patriots at this point are looking for. Now, as a rookie, Lowe appeared in 4 games, playing a total of 33 offensive snaps. He took all 33 of those over at left tackle. I would imagine that Wheatley is more of a right tackle project for the Patriots, as where Lowe, I would assume, is going to be more of a left tackle. But I would assume that in practice, they're going to try both of those guys at each position, see who's better. The interesting thing I feel like is that Lowe and Wheatley have definitely similar prospect profiles, especially in their size. Low here, 6'6", 314 to 320 pounds, as where Wheatley was 6'6", 320 pounds. So very similar guys. I think that Lowe is also very athletic. I think he's pretty good at mirroring. For a guy his size, you wouldn't be able, or you wouldn't expect him to get off the line as quick as he does. And I'm sure a lot of you were asking yourselves, okay, well, I know it's a small sample size, right? He didn't play a whole lot last year. Well, again, only 33 snaps, but how did he perform within those 33 snaps to try to give some type of insight on how he performs? Well, according to PFF, they gave him an overall grade of 35.1, a pass blocking grade of 63.3, a run blocking grade of 44.1, which I don't understand how you get 35.1 when he had a 63 pass blocking grade and a 44 run blocking grade, but I'm not PFF. They do a great job over there. I'm sure they found a way to do that. But he allowed 2 penalties within those 33 snaps, no sacks, no quarterback hits. He did allow 1 pressure, and again, all of that over 33 snaps. What I like to do when we make these types of trades is I like to do my research, not just from like Patriots news reporters' perspectives, but from Vikings reporters' perspectives, because it tells us how is he actually performing? What are some of these opinions coming out from Vikings reporters and Vikings fans on how they feel about letting this guy go? Because their emotions can tell you a whole lot, right? Just like our thoughts about letting Pierre Strong go, they weren't great. Why? Because they probably shouldn't have let him go as early as they did because there was still potential there. With this one, I was finding out mixed reviews about him. It seemed like these reporters, these fans, some of them thought that this was a great trade to get a guy out and pick up a 6th-round pick that probably wasn't going to make the roster. And then I had other people saying, a good trade, you get a 6th-round pick out of him. Let's remember that he was a 6th-round pick, so they're still getting that value back for him a year later. But some of them did feel that he was going to be a guy that made the roster, but as a back end of the roster, a guy that was going to be not a starter, but a depth piece and more of a swing tackle. So while they didn't think that he was going to be a starting caliber tackle for them, they did think, hey, we just drafted him. He definitely has some potential. He's still very raw. And at the least, he can be a swing tackle. Real quick, guys, I do have to give a massive shout out to the sponsors of this channel for the entire season long over at BetUS. If you guys are sports betting fans on whether that's basketball, the NFL, baseball, they have so many things you can bet on, or even if you're just a casino fan, because they're not just a sports book, they also have a casino, online poker, blackjack, all of that great stuff. If you guys are a fan of any of those, make sure you check out BetUS because number one, they're sponsoring the channel for the entire season long, not just a video, not just a week, but the entire 2023 football season. And the channel could not be here. We could not make these videos. We could not be on top of things as much as we are if we did not have people to sponsor the channel and support the channel. So please make sure you guys do check out BetUS. It's one of the best ways at supporting this channel here because at the end of the day, we cannot be here without these sponsors. So make sure that you guys support the sponsors that support the channel, especially when they give you guys excellent deals like this, giving you guys a 125% sign up bonus when you do sign up for BetUS. Link in the description below and link in the description box below. Right now, you guys can get a 125% sign up bonus, which if you don't know what that means, it's 125% for that initial deposit. So let's say that you put down $100 on that initial deposit. Your $100 turns into an absolutely crazy $225. My favorite thing to bet on right now with BetUS is their NFL futures. A lot of really cool, really fun things to bet on, such as Who is going to be the team that has the most wins in the NFL by the end of the season? Who's going to have the least amount of wins by the end of the season, which is so easy because it's obviously the Arizona Cardinals. Which team's going to go undefeated the longest? Who's your Super Bowl winner? Who's the teams that are going to make the Super Bowl? And you can even bet on each individual team to make the playoffs. Everybody's doubting the Patriots. I firmly believe that they might not win a playoff game, but they'll at least get there. So you better believe your butt that I signed up with BetUS, getting that 125% sign-up bonus, and I put down that the Patriots will be making the playoffs. Guys, bet responsibly, but go ahead and make some fun. Tell them Patriots Global sent you. Make some money and support the channel. Over. And to wrap this video up, guys, I kind of just want to look at this roster, or depth chart rather, right now for the New England Patriots. Keep in mind, roster cutdowns have not officially happened yet. Those have to be done on Tuesday. I believe that is the 29th, if I am correct. They have to get down to 53 players by 4 p.m. Eastern time. So a lot of players you're seeing here could potentially not be here. But you look at the offensive line, obviously Trent Brown, Calvin Anderson, Tyrone Wheatley, and then Lowe is also there. I would imagine that one of those guys is going to be a right tackle versus a left tackle, but you also have to wonder, are they going to keep both of these guys? Because we've seen the Patriots like last minute, even sometimes when it was 53-man roster finalizations, we've had guys that they just randomly brought in last minute, made the 53-man roster, and were gone the next day. You got to hope that with both of these acquisitions, that doesn't happen. I would say that right now, you have to assume that both of these guys make the final roster. And with 2 new offensive tackles coming in, that bears the question, who is on the outside looking in on this point? Is Calvin Anderson a guy they released with an injury designation? You know, Trent Brown is going to stay here. You look at right tackle, and is Riley Reif a guy they say, well, you're not even a tackle for us. You're a guard, and now you're injured. You're out. Connor McDermott hasn't looked all that great, but they've also been trying him at left tackle versus his actual position at right tackle, but he's dealing with an injury too. We know that Andrew Stuber is going to be off this roster, so you know, it puts us in one heck of a boat, because in our last 53-man roster prediction, it was already tough to get a lot of these guys on the roster. And we already finished with about 9 or 10 offensive linemen on the roster, which they probably aren't going to carry a total of 10. And I think if they do, it's going to be a maximum of 10. So the question mark is which of these offensive linemen that we're kind of pinning in to be roster locks ultimately are on the outside looking in? And do they end up cutting some of these rookie offensive linemen that they just drafted? These are some bearing questions that we still have, but you got to assume that with these guys not having the ability to showcase themselves in an actual game, and really just maybe 1 or 2 practices, that they probably make that initial 53-man roster. What are your guys' thoughts on this move, though? Let me know in the comments section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video and subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and never forget, of course, go Pats.